Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Patchats. It's my podcast. It's called Patchats. Check it out. You're already checking it out. So anyways, this week's episode, December 15th, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's a bit of a filler episode. This week. This is the last pre-Christmas video and or podcast of the year. And so I thought it would be a good time to do a little solo episode because it's been a while. It's been a while since I've done a solo podcast. And honestly, I just haven't gotten the joy of hearing my own voice enough. So I was like, let's do a solo episode and we'll talk Christmas and we can do like a year in review, Spotify Wrapped, blah, blah, blah Wrapped, patmoorecomedy Wrapped. So it's going to be Christmas. It's going to be year in review. It's that, holiday time, and it's just going to be me. It's, if when you watch Patchats, you think to yourself, man, I wish the intros were longer and he never spoke to someone else. That's what this episode is going to be. Then this episode is for you. If you are like probably most of the people, then you're thinking, check back next week. Check back next week and see if there's something different, better for me. So, let's start. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the holiday of Christmas. It's my number one holiday. I've covered it on the podcast before with my friend, my childhood best friend, Zach, and we agreed. We came to a conclusion that it is the pound for pound best holiday out there. Apologies to Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, but Christmas is the undisputed pound for pound holiday champion. Obviously, I think some people feel like Thanksgiving had a shot. There are a lot of big Halloween supporters. But if you take a look at the cold hard facts, if you read the statistics, it's just undisputed. Christmas is the pound for pound holiday champ. And it certainly is in my heart. I'm a big Christmas guy. I'm a Christmas boy. I'm a guy, boy, Christmas person. And I'm a they Christmas. I don't know. I love Christmas is what I'm trying to say. I identify as loving Christmas. And the thing for me, one of the reasons why I love Christmas is that basically it's just a great excuse to binge. And my entire existence is basically built around trying to find reasons to binge. Am I stressed out? Well, that's a good reason to have a reward, which would be by binge eating something sweet or treating myself to a fancy food delivery. And am I all tired because I worked hard? Well, that's also another good excuse to eat something sweet or treat myself to fancy food delivery. Did something sad happen? Well, that's a good excuse to eat something sweet or have fancy food delivery. Am I happy because something amazing just happened? Well, that's a good excuse to reward myself with eating something sweet or a fancy food delivery. So, my life is built around finding reasons to eat something sweet or get a fancy food delivery. And Christmas is the ultimate one. It's like a month long. It starts with, I buy the advent calendar. I'm just going to say it. I am a avid advent calendar proponent. I am I am pro advent calendar. I think getting a piece of candy every day for 25 days throughout December is just it's the reason I moved to Germany. I was like, advent calendar. I love advents. My parents got me as a child these advent calendars where you would get like a different piece of Lego or like Playmobil, which was like another thing. I don't know if people know what Playmobil is, but it's a toy. And like each day you would get a little piece and you would create a whole scene. And that really cemented my love for advent calendars. The earliest advent calendars I ever got were these like really artistic, beautiful paper ones. And you just opened up the little window on the advent calendar. There was no chocolate inside. There was no toy. It was just like you got to see what was inside you would open a window or a barn door. Like it was like a whole magical Christmas scene, beautifully drawn with like, like a glittery snow, like painted on there, kind of 3D. And then you would just open these little windows and in the scene, and it would just kind of like make the scene expand, and that worked great until I discovered the fact that you should actually be getting like a little something, like a little treat every day, because as I said, my life is built around getting treats. And so then I graduated to the getting like a little chocolate advent calendar, and then I feel like my parents were like, okay, this kid has like a real serious sugar addiction. We'll get him the toy one. Maybe that's better. And was it? I don't know. And so now and then there was like a dark period of my 20s where I kind of turned my back on Christmas. I started thinking I was too good for Christmas. I was like, Christmas is a young man's game, and I'm out here busy being an old man, getting obscenely drunk, and now I'm having a Christmas renaissance, by which I mean I'm coming back to Christmas, and I'm like, I love Christmas. As we've already covered, it's the pound for pound best holiday on the market. I've always been a Christmas boy, man, and I just feel like I should reinvest in celebrating Christmas. And so I'm like getting back into the advent calendar game. And so I bought my advent calendar this year, and so then every single day you get a treat. And here's the other part of the problem with my psychology. Well, there's probably many problems with my psychology, but the other part of the problem with my psychology is that once I've had a sweet treat, then I feel like, well, the day's like it's written off, It's like, well, I had a piece of candy today already, so I might as well do heroin. It's like that kind of mentality, but with sugar. It's like I eat my one piece of advent calendar candy, and then it's like, well, I've already had the advent calendar candy. I might as well have a pastry for breakfast. And then it's like, well, I've had the pastry for breakfast, so I mean, the day's ruined. I've already had a bad diet day. So why not get 2 more bags of candy and just eat those as well? That's the mentality. And so Christmas is a great excuse to binge. It's a month-long excuse to fill my face with sweets and be like, well, it's the holidays. I mean, sure, I'm eating recklessly. I'm eating with the reckless abandon of a drug addict. But, it's the holidays. It's the holidays. It's a holiday. It's the holidays. So, that's my thing. That's one of the things that makes Christmas the best pound for pound holiday is it's this excuse to eat like an asshole for 25 days. And then, there's the little time after Christmas where you're like, well, we'll start in the new year. New year seems like a good time to get your shit together. You're not going to what are you going to start cleaning up your act December 26th? No. So anyways, that is Christmas, which is, a great excuse to binge. And I love a binge, If people know me, there's one thing about me, it's that I love a binge. So anyways, this year I was like, I want to be in the Christmas spirit more. And I remembered my mom telling me about how, like, her mom always made a big deal about Christmas, and then she kind of got out of it. And then at some point, and I feel like it was in her 30s, she was like, I love Christmas. I want to like make Christmas a big deal again for myself. So I'm going to like just go out of my way and make like a big deal. And my mother, maybe I can get a photo of this to put up, but my mom used to make these like elaborate like Christmas gardens. Like she would take a whole corner of her apartment and like bring in soil and like plant plants, and it would be around a Christmas tree. It was like extreme. In hindsight, I'm like, how are you affording this? I mean, I guess, if you don't have children in your 30s, then it's maybe that's how. But, and it was whatever, like the 80s when life was reasonable. Sorry, millennials. Anyways, so she started making these like elaborate Christmas gardens. And so this year I was like, the first year that I was here in Germany for Christmas, I was super excited, to spend Christmas with my wife's family and Christmas in Germany. And it was a magical Christmas experience. And then last year it was a COVID Christmas. I don't think it was anybody's favorite Christmas, but it was really nice. But I had always, Christmas was always a big deal for my mom and I. Like it was our thing. We go pick out the tree together. We decorate the tree. I make a little Christmas town around the tree. We bake the cookies. We do the thing. It's the best pound for pound holiday. So that was our thing. And so this year, like now, okay, it is another year of it doesn't make sense to go home for Christmas. And I was feeling a little bit like, a little bit sad, a little bit, just bluesy Pat. And so I was like, and then I was like, in her 30s, that's when my mom started being like, I'm gonna make Christmas like my solo Christmas special. I don't need my parents to make Christmas special. And so I was like, I want to get a Christmas tree this year. Like there's a couple Christmas tree lots by our apartment building. Like I want to get a Christmas tree. Let's get a Christmas tree. And my wife, she was like, I don't know. And I was like, kind of in my head, I was like, well, whatever. Like, I'm just if I want a Christmas tree, I'll get a Christmas tree. I'm an adult. I work hard every summer for my money. And if I want to spend a kind of a gross amount of it on a Christmas tree, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go buy a Christmas tree. But I'm also lazy. So then it just was like, well, I got to get this video edited and I got this thing to do and blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden it's, like the 15th of December and we're leaving in a few days to go to her parents. And so it's like, does it make sense to get a Christmas tree? And here's the thing. One of the things that I love about my wife is that she's very thrifty. She loves a deal. She loves to find a deal. She loves the deals. Really, really loves the deals. And she it's a lot of times it's amazing. Like when we first met, she wanted everything to be fair. We each pay our part. Everything's fair. Everything's equal. She was, deal minded. And I was like, that's great. I love it. And I still love it. Sometimes it's like, okay, it's a little much. Let's just, we're not rich by any means. We're actually still probably in a lot of metric. Well, in a global metric, we're very rich, but in a westernized metric, we're still pretty decently poor. But I was like, sometimes we could just splurge a little bit on something nice. But she loves the deal. She loves the deal. She's the art of the deal. Right? That's a thing. And so she loves the saving. She loves something on a price, and that's how we ended up with our secondhand Christmas tree. I know what you're thinking. I didn't know you could get a Christmas tree secondhand, and no, not a fake Christmas tree, a real live Christmas tree. Someone bought a Christmas tree. And then they were done with it, and then we bought it from them. So we have our nice, dry, pretty dead secondhand Christmas tree. Actually, it is quite a nice tree, I have to say. But Anya found there's a website here in Germany called eBay Kleinanzeiger. For the Americans in the audience, it's like Craigslist, basically. And she found like this, or maybe more like Nextdoor now. I don't know. I haven't updated my references. just like barely even American anymore. Like barely even American. And so Anya found this kindergarten that had bought in a Christmas tree, and they're done with it now because I think they're done for Christmas. Like it's Christmas break. And she was like, well, they're just going to sell it for like 10 euros. So why don't we just buy that secondhand Christmas tree for 10 euros and the money goes to the school. It's going to a good cause, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right. That's, you know what, I didn't take any initiative and make it happen for my own Christmas tree. It's only 10 euros. So let's get this secondhand Christmas tree. And so then I go to the school to pick up the Christmas tree. Boy, it's a dry tree. It's a real dry tree. It's real brittle, real dry. It's, a word that rhymes with bread. Or bed, I guess would have been a better word to use. I don't rhyme. I don't know. So it's a real bed tree, and but then what am I gonna tell these school teachers no, I don't want your tree, and also in German that I don't really speak, and so I give them the 10 euros and I take the tree. Which luckily is very light because, it's dead. And I walk it 10 minutes back to the subway station, the U-Bahn. I'm so European. U-Bahn. And take it in the train with me. And this thing is just like molting pine needles and bits off of it, I'm like the Hansel and Gretel of this dead Christmas tree. It's just like, if you notice that I keep looking over here, it's because the tree is here. Maybe I'll get it in a second. Maybe I'll show it to you guys. I don't know if it's going to work with the green screen, but whatever. So I get this Christmas tree. I'm like the Hansel and Gretel of this Christmas tree. I'm like, leaving my scatter of needles. I take it onto the subway, the U-Bahn, and I take it home, and I bring it upstairs and leave my puddle of needles in the elevator, and we get it home. And so now we have this nice secondhand Christmas tree. And I have to say, the moral of the story, as I was walking it home, I was like, damn it, Anya, with your deal searching. Now I've just paid 10 euros for basically trash. This is something that should go out on the street. It's garbage. It's a garbage tree. Now I have this garbage Christmas tree. What the hell? Just basically being a Grinch. I'll say it. I was being a capital G Grinch, and then we got the secondhand. We got it home. We put some lights on it. We put some cheap IKEA ornaments on it, and you know what? It's quite nice. I have to say, the secondhand Christmas tree is quite nice. And actually, as I'm telling the story, I'm like, with a few tweaks, it could be a good Christmas book, a little Christmas story for the children about the secondhand Christmas tree that found a new home to celebrate Christmas in. So anyways, that's the tale of my secondhand Christmas tree. I know you were thinking I didn't even know it was possible to have a secondhand Christmas tree. Now you know. So we have a cute little Christmas tree. It's not exactly everything that I wanted or imagined, but it's scratching my Christmas itch, which is important. And ultimately, I took no initiative whatsoever, and then was grumpy when my wife basically did everything for me, and then it wasn't what I wanted. Because I'm mature. And so yeah, that's the story of the secondhand Christmas tree. Let's quickly talk about my pyramid of Christmas success. Patrick's pyramid of Christmas success. So there's a couple foundational parts to a good Christmas. First of all, I feel like Christmas music, which goes hand in hand with Christmas cheer, because you need to have some Christmas cheer in December. Now, obviously, in a pyramid, you need to have some foundational pieces. We've already covered one of them, the Advent calendar. It's something you wake up every morning and it reminds you, motherfucker, it's Christmas. You've got 25 days. You've got 24 days. You've got 23 days to fucking celebrate. So get it together. So you've got the Advent calendar in there. That's a big piece of the foundation of Patrick's pyramid of Christmas success. Now, the second piece is Christmas cheer. And, the Advent calendar, this is a symbiotic relationship. It all works together, Christmas cheer is very important. You want to feel in the Christmas spirit. You want to feel the holiday spirit. You want the decorations, you want the tree. You want to be listening to next piece of foundational Patrick's pyramid of Christmas success, foundational piece, Christmas music. You gotta have Christmas music. I'm talking Bing Crosby, It's a White Christmas. I'm talking Joni Bartle's Christmas. These are my go-to. That's my Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson of Christmas music. I don't know. Why did I just make a basketball reference that no one is going to get? And also, I don't even care. Anyways. But so, you've got the Advent calendar working, and you got the Christmas music working, and the Advent calendar is reminding you every day. It's fucking Christmas season, baby. Get it going. Fire it up. 23 days, 22 days. Come on, baby. Christmas. Let's make it count. And then you got the Christmas music, which is it's a soundtrack. It's setting the mindset. It's getting you in the Christmas presence of Christmas time. And those are all working together to create the ultimate last foundational piece in that foundation of Patrick's pyramid of Christmas success, which is Christmas spirit, holiday cheer. And so those three are very important within that. And again, I got to say, Bing Crosby, White Christmas. It's a classic. It's all we ever listened to Christmas morning in the Fan and More household. We listened to it on vinyl because we were hipsters. Side one on the vinyl is the slow, you ease into Christmas morning with a little Silent Night. Bing's got the silky smooth voice, of course. And then side two, you flip it over and you got, Jingle Bells. You got Malika Liki Laka. I mean, Christmas, that to close it out. I mean, that's a banger. That is a Christmas banger. And then, after Bing and whatnot, then you move on to Joni Bartle's. Is it a children's CD? Yes. But is All I Want for Christmas is a Hippopotamus just like an all-time amazing Christmas song? Yes. Yes, it is. And fuck the copyright. We're going to play a little bit of it right now. All I Want for Christmas is My Two Front Teeth. It's just these are good Christmas classics. Then they're going to help you with the Christmas cheer, which is very important in my Christmas pyramid of success. So, those are all very important things. Now, the next piece is Christmas cookies. It's the baking. It's the food. Making sure that you're having your daily sweets, making sure you're, putting in the work, eating those fucking candy canes, making sure that you're putting in the work, pounding some Christmas cookies. It's important, it's if you don't gain at least, and this is just a minimum, at least 5 pounds, you haven't celebrated Christmas. I'm sorry, that's the hard truth of the fact. It is just the hard truth of the fact. You need to put in the work. Pound those candy canes. They don't have a lot of calories. You got to eat a lot of them. Get in those cookies, and look, I have no problem with a store-bought cookie. I mean, look at me. I'm clearly a man who loves a store-bought cookie. I have no problem with a store-bought cookie, but make a few cookies yourself. It's Christmas time. If we want to get back down to the fundamentals, holiday cheer, put on some Christmas music, get those ingredients, and bake a few Christmas cookies. Because if you're not baking Christmas cookies, you're not really celebrating. You're not really celebrating Christmas. So it's very important that you bake a few cookies. And look, it doesn't have to be the classic gingerbread man. Although I love a gingerbread man and frosted gingerbread cookie, those are great. But you could make some fudge. We make the classics in my home are the Death Bars, that's a Moore Fannin, trademark. I think they're called 7-layer bars on the official. It's literally just a cookie recipe we got off the back of a can of sweetened condensed milk, and now it's like a family recipe. So we got the Death Bars, and then the Russian tea cakes. The buttery with little nut bits and powdered sugar on the outside. I mean, delicious. So it doesn't even have to be a classic. You could just make some chocolate chip cookies if you're really feeling lazy. Get the Lazy Boy ones from the grocery store, throw them in the oven. Just have something baking in your oven. It's Christmas time. If there's a time of year to have a sweet baking in the oven, a little brownie mix, I don't know, something, just fucking bake something. Fucking bake something, It's Christmas, goddammit. It's Christmas. I think we have to start the other camera. Probably this one died. So I'm just gonna play some Christmas music while we do this real quick. This is a Joni Bartles banger. # certified Christmas banger. All right. We are back, baby. We're back. That was a Joni Bartles certified Christmas banger, or I don't know, whatever I played in the break. So we're talking about baking cookies, pyramid of Christmas success. Fucking bake something. Just do it. Now, another important part here on the next level of Patrick's pyramid of Christmas success is Christmas decorations. You're not going to be properly celebrating unless you decorate a little bit. I'm not saying that Santa Claus has to throw up all over the front of your house with a bunch of lights and stuff. Although I love that, I'm here for it. Here in Germany, people call that like a tacky American Christmas. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm rarely patriotic, but in this case, I'm like, I bleed red, white, and blue because I fucking live for some garish, over-the-top Christmas decorations on the front of a house. However, it doesn't have to be that, but put up a wreath. It's a wreath. Just put up a wreath, put up a few Christmas lights. And I don't want to, Zach and I have already done this in our last Christmas episode, but it's got to be colored lights. It's 2021. Let's move past the white lights, okay? Can we leave the white lights in back in the 50s where they belong? Okay, it's 2021. It's LGBTQIZ745. Let's just have colored lights. Can we? Can we please have colored lights? Can I get some colored lights, please? I'm just saying, it just feels like let's be on the right side of history and get some colored lights in here, because that is what Christmas is about. Okay, that is cozy, and that is it's just good holiday spirit, and it's part of my pyramid of Christmas success is colored lights. And look, I'm not here to pass judgment on white light supporters. I just think that maybe they need to take a hard look in the mirror and really think about what's motivating them. To, hold on, white knuckle their white Christmas lights. I'm just take a hard look in the mirror and just think about it. Why are you so scared of colored lights? Now, at the very top of the pyramid of Christmas success, the angel of or the star depending on what, and which, by the way, I have to say, I don't care. The debate, angel, star on the top of the tree, don't care. Don't care. Have a tree with colored lights. It's fine. Put an angel up there, put a star up there. I don't care. Have something at the top, though. Put something up. And also, don't neglect the stocking. The stocking is underrated. I'm not saying you have to put presents in the stocking, but have a fireplace-esque area where you hang a stocking. It's just, the stocking, I feel like the stocking was a big part of my childhood. I loved the stocking. I lived for the stocking. And I see the stocking just going by the wayside, and it's not okay. Let's not leave behind the stocking, okay? Let's #save the stocking. Now, at the top of my pyramid of Christmas success is it's just a time. It's just a time, Christmas morning. And that is the appropriate time to be opening your presents. I know that there are some savages out there that open their presents on Christmas Eve. My own mother was one of them. I'm ashamed to say it, and I know different families have different traditions, but Christmas morning is the right time, because when did Santa come? If you're opening your presents on Christmas Eve, then we are just spitting in the face of the whole Santa story. When did he sneak into your house during the day on Christmas Eve? When did he come down the chimney and place the presents under the tree? And I'm not ready to shatter that illusion. Give me another 30 years, maybe I'm ready to shatter that illusion. But in my mind, Santa's still up there with his 7 reindeer or 8. I don't know, however many fucking reindeer he has. He's up there in the sky. He's riding that sleigh. He's riding it hard. He's going roof to roof, house to house, down through the chimney with good Saint Nick. He's drinking the milk. He's eating the cookies. He's got diabetes. And that's the Christmas that I want to have. That's the Christmas that I believe in. So it's about Christmas morning. That's the pyramid of success. You gotta go. You gotta go Christmas morning. And I live for the Christmas morning. You wake up. Maybe you had a little too much wine on Christmas Eve. I don't know. Did you? Maybe you had a little too much wine. Maybe you're a little hungover. But that's part of the fun. That's adult Christmas. And or you're waking up bread-eyed and bushy-toothed, or whatever the saying is. And you're excited. You're excited to go out there, open presents, have a coffee or a hot cocoa, eat a Christmas cookie first thing in the morning, because fuck it, it's Christmas. Let's watch the world burn, Let's watch the Fox News Christmas tree burn. So I'm into Christmas morning, family time, sugar first thing, presents, Bing Crosby White Christmas. That is the pinnacle. That is the angel, the star at the top of the tree. That is the most important top piece of my pyramid of Christmas success. I think we've covered that greatly. Now the last thing I want to talk about is German Christmas. And I do love German Christmas. I mean, a lot of great America, we got to wake up. We got to wake up and admit it. A lot of great Christmas traditions come from, that's right, Germany. And they got the Christmas markets, which are great. I love the Christmas. The Christmas spirit in Germany it's really great. I mean, they have the same over the top lights and decorations on the outside of the house per capita that I've noticed in the States? I'm not sure, but I think the markets maybe make up for it and even surpass the Christmas spirit. I mean, every store you go, it's a well celebrated holiday, and that's important. That's important. So, anyways, I love Christmas markets here in Germany. I think they're a great time, and I think the cornerstone of a Christmas market success is a Glühwein. For those of you who don't know, Glühwein is it's like a mulled wine. It's warm. It's alcoholic. It somehow gets you way more drunk than just a normal glass of wine should. I don't know if it's because of the heat or just it's some sort of Christmas miracle, but Glühwein is delightful. And I think they probably haven't introduced it in the States because they're like, people are just going to it's going to be a sloppy mess. Americans aren't ready for Glühwein. They can't handle it. I can't handle it. I went to a Christmas market last week and I saw a very sad looking Santa. He was a blue Santa. Don't wear a blue Santa suit. Don't do that. That's not Santa. Blue Santa is not Santa. Don't do that. And he had a real kind of pedo homeless. He was a sad Santa. It wasn't the Santa that you want. You want your Santa to be a jolly old elf, chubby, white beard, rosy cheeks. That's the Santa that you want. This was a sad Santa, sad blue Santa, and I didn't like it. And so I decided to drown my sorrows in Glühwein. And God, it's tasty and delicious, and it warms you. It's like it's cold out and it warms you all the way down to the stomach. They have these fun little mugs, and you have to pay a little deposit and then you get it back. So then which feels like free money because I'm stupid and I'm like, well, I gave you 10 euros for this Glühwein, and now you've given me 7 of those euros back for the cup, and so that's 7 free euros that I can go spend on more Glühwein. I don't know. I'm a simple person, but I do love a Glühwein. Now I do have to say, it's important to only drink Glühwein from reputable Glühwein dealers. Go to a cute Christmas market and drink Glühwein until you're sick. Do it. It's a great time. No regrets. Don't buy just like random Berlin Glühwein. I went to a park. We were walking some dogs. We were dog sitting on Saturday, and we bought Glühwein from a toothless man. And I'm just gonna say it. In the future, I'm only gonna buy Glühwein from people with a full mouth of teeth. I think it's a safe decision. We bought Glühwein from a somewhat toothless man in a small shack in a park, and this is going to surprise you guys, but it made me sick. It upset my tum-tum big time, and it wasn't nice. It wasn't pleasant. It was an unenjoyable experience. The Glühwein itself was mediocre, and about 90 minutes later, it was unenjoyable again, and then about 30 minutes after that, it was unenjoyable another time, and then like 4 more times that night, it was unenjoyable. And so buy Glühwein from a reputable Glühwein dealer only. Full mouth of teeth at a cute Christmas market, not in a rundown shack in a park in Berlin. That's not a good place to buy Glühwein. Don't do that. Learn from my mistakes. But yeah, so I like the Christmas markets. I like German Christmas. I love the Glühwein. Yeah, I feel like we've done a solid 40 minutes on Christmas. And I feel good about it. You learned my pyramid of success. I told you the Christmas tale of the secondhand Christmas tree. Many Christmases ago, there was a Christmas tree. It was a second-hand Christmas tree. Most people thought it was trash, meant to go on the street to rot. But the miracle of this Christmas is that some fool paid 10 euros for it and brought it home. Anyways, okay. Yeah, so I love Christmas, great excuse to binge, and so that's the Christmas portion of the show. Merry Christmas. If you're a happy holidays person, happy holidays, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever other people celebrate. I don't know, just, whatever, if you want to celebrate. And I want to say, I did not grow up religious. I didn't know Jesus from Moses. The first and only time my parents took me to church, it was like first of all, it was like an LGBT church, with like the rainbow flag, female lesbian minister. We went on Easter and she like called the kids up to the front. And she was like asking us like, do you guys know what Easter's about? And I was like, I raised my hand, never one to be scared to say a wrong answer. And I was just like, Doesn't it have something to do with like Jesus dying or something? Like that's my religious intellect and knowledge of Christianity. That doesn't mean so my point is that it's like, I know that Christmas gets all wrapped up in all of the icky, religious stuff. But it doesn't have to be. It can be just about the pure, sweet, beautiful capitalism, just about that nice, beautiful, harmonious, consumeristic holiday. It's that's what Christmas is really about. It's about buying things and it's about getting things and it's about consuming too much sugar.